Greetings to you all. How comforting it is to see you all gathered here today to honor my uncle, our fallen hero. For those of you who have not had the pleasure of meeting, Nendifihangwi Mwambadzi. I remember years ago reading something and I came across a concept about death. It was this idea that as humans, we actually die twice. The first death is quite physical. It is the last breath we take, the last time our heart beats. Some say it is the moment your soul departs from your body. This is the first death. In the early hours of Monday morning, I woke up suddenly, frightened. At first I thought someone was outside my bedroom window. Then I decided it was just leaves rustling in the wind. I looked at the time. It was around past 3. Still too early to be awake, but I struggled to fall back asleep. An hour or two later, a call came in. And even in the darkness of that dawn, I didn't need to answer to know what that call was. Some part of me knew that that call would one day inevitably come. I also knew that I would never be prepared for it. I will always wonder what woke me up so suddenly that morning. Perhaps it was the wind rustling the leaves. Except there is no tree outside my window. Instead, I like to think that perhaps that was the soul of one of the people I loved most in the world, making a pit stop on its way to wherever it is that great souls go. You'll remember I started the story with a theory that I once read about death, that we die twice. There is a second death, apparently. The second death is described as more of an erasure. It happens the last time you're remembered. No one will know it has happened, but one day, long after you have passed on, someone will remember something about you and smile, and it'll be the last time the memory of you will exist. I wasn't sure I fully understood this idea until a few years ago when I lost my mother unexpectedly, that it began to make sense. There is the space between the two deaths where the memory of you lives on. That when we lose the ones we love, we can still keep them alive inside of our hearts. And so I held on to this idea that for as long as I was alive, the memory of my mother would live on in me. In fact, Manikam Sabakadijumbura, when I was planning her remembrance, I asked you to send me some scripture. And you sent me 2 verses. Ironically, both of them were about honoring memories. The first one was Psalm 102, verse 12. Thy remembrance shall endure into all generations. The second was Philippians 1, verse 3. I thank my God upon every remembrance of you. And I want to share them back with you as a reminder of the space where the love of your life will live on forever. The man we have gathered here today to honor was no ordinary man. He was many things, as you have heard, to a great many people. A bearer of wisdom, a guiding light, a legend amongst men. To me, and to so many of us in this room today, he was a father, and he was loved. Exceedingly, abundantly, and beyond measure. But it is impossible to speak of the greatness of Daniel Mwambadzi without marveling in awe of Rachel Mwambadzi. See, the one cannot be mentioned without the other. What a phenomenal love story. Nearly 5 decades in the making. Ma, I am so sorry that your best friend is no longer here with us. You were his rock. And he stood tall because you stood beside him. I know that your heart is shattered. And you already know that there is nothing that I would not do to take your pain away. But the beauty of the life you shared together was far greater than the rawness of this loss. This is just a point in your story. It is not the story. Your story was handwritten in the stars by the greatest author known to man. What a privilege to have witnessed it, to have been a part of it, to have been loved by you both. Daddy, sweet, gentle Daddy, keeper of my secrets, thank you. Thank you for being everything that I could have asked for in a father. I hope you still have that naughty twinkle in your eye. I know the pain is now gone. I know how fully you lived this life. Rest now. Rest, beloved soul. I want to leave you all with the words of a poet, Mary Elizabeth Fry. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glints on snow. I am the sunlight on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you awaken in the morning's hush, I am the swift uplifting rush of quiet birds in circled flight. I am the soft stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die.